Mic check, mic check. Oh, hello, hello. Yeah, it's working. Why is it not showing up on there? Oh, cool. All right. Welcome to the Black Band Broadcast. I am your host, Rap Raven. Tell your friends to tell a friend we are live. Excellent. Let me just put my tea out the way. Good. Let me open up the PDF. PDF, here it is. It's all good. All right, let's do this. Going to be a good, life fulfilling, fantastic show today. Where is that PDF? There it is. Share you go. And then we can just go to full screen read mode. There you go, magic. So welcome to the 209th show. That's right, that's 209 shows that we have dedicated time to try to help the black community. Now, this show is a very slow paced kind of, talky, everyone jump and have your opinion show. This is a show we come to devise plans about other things, maybe even other shows. But we like to have a very talkative back and forth. Let's have a strategy case study kind of thing. All right, now that's out of the way. Let's go through the normal intro that we tend to do. So don't forget the Black Batman Building Instagram page. I'll post it in the group. Please follow it. I mean, I've done a terrible job promoting it, as with many things. But one day when we decide to step up our game, we'll go in and everything. But for now, blah 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 blah. There you go. Follow that. Anyway, so let's start as we always start. So, have you heard of the triple tragedies? Well, they're white supremacy, anti-black racism, and the Ma'afa. Terrible stuff. Not good. No there. And unfortunately, those triple things have contributed or created a double dilemma, which is we are despised and we are disorganized. Everywhere I go, you hear me say this. When we start talking, I like to break up the crowd with we are despised and we are disorganized. I use other terms like we're collectively inadequate and collectively have no friends. Basically, we want to start. And we're saying that because if there really is a double dilemma, then there has to be a single solution, which is Black Betterment. That's right. A lifestyle of black people continuously helping black people on black issues. That's what it is. So this entire broadcast promotes Black Betterment, the lifestyle. That's it. That's all we do. And we try to find ways to make it trendy, sexy, and all the rest of it. But that's what it is. So the strategy to fix the double dilemma is a single solution of Black Betterment. So if you don't know, now you know. Negus. All right, cool. So let's go through it. Okay, double nine. There we go. So discipline, dignity, discernment, and dedication. We're gonna throw the link out, and I think it really is actually out. Yep, I usually did it earlier. I did. So that means you brothers and sisters can jump on and contribute and talk and all that good stuff. But please remember the 4D values, which are discipline, dignity, discernment, and dedication. If you remember that, at any time you're trying to help the black community, it will go ever so slightly better than if you didn't do that. All right, the 4D values. Trying to use derogatory terms. I know it's very challenging at times because you learn it becomes like almost ingrained in your thought patterns. You could be in front of children, you probably do the same. Be in front of your grandparents, you do the same. And there's many people, this is a normal thing. But on this show, we like to keep it clean. Let's have it descriptive and not derogatory. That it just makes speaking easier. Plus, sometimes when there's someone is constantly using derogatory terms, they might be talking to someone in a brotherly, sisterly manner, and then they might get frustrated, but you can't really tell through the tones because they're using the same language. So let's just keep the language constructive. All right. So supporting supportive celebrities. You're invited to discuss the ways to support celebrities who support the black community. And on and off code behavior, we invite you to discuss ways to behave that can. It's been cut. It's been cut. All right, well, that can support the black community. Whatever, in design, obviously cut on the bar on the cell. Whatever. I can't be able to update it, but blah blah blah. Anyway, so big up, brother Dominic. Very important contributor to the Black Band broadcast. Very important, brother. So yeah. So what funny enough, I was actually gonna maybe bring up if you watched the elections, the scandal with Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, and I might be pronouncing the sister's name wrong. Is it Kamala? It's Kamala. Isn't it? People say Kamala, but it's Kamala. But I could be wrong. Shame on me twice. But yeah, I think he said something about people eating cats and dogs in either Carolina or some place in America. And I did the research, and I think he was talking about Haitians. So this is obviously a problem that I suspect. I suspect it's not true, and everyone's saying it's not true, but still, it was said. So, and he's the ex-president, the former president, and potentially new president. So we'll see where that came from. What's that about? But we have not this week. I haven't done it, or maybe I might talk about it. Who knows? You're welcome to jump and talk about it. But I don't have any videos to back it up, so and the other stuff was already done. But we do have the supportive celebrities. Yeah, we'll jump on that one first. So yeah, it came across. I was looking at the brother Colin Kaepernick. He's a NBA, NFL American footballer. I think his position was quarterback. So it's quite an important role, almost like the captain or the playmaker sort of. And I don't know how long it was ago, but he wanted to stand up to black people being murdered by the police. And immediately every single owner of the NFL got on code with themselves and blackballed him or whiteballed him. Forgive me, 1,000 forgivenesses, and whiteballed him. And he struggled to get work or whatever it is, or something like this. But I was in a forum and I was reading the comments, and obviously he was being demonized by the suspected white supremacists throughout the whole forum. So, but it was a question that we brought up many years back, months back even, about how do you support black people who want to do construction, and more so celebrities, people in the public eye who have a high facing kind of job or whatever. How do you support them? Because naturally they're going to put their livelihood and their jobs on the line, and do we have anything to offer them? And that's something. It's a very good conversation. But anyway, yeah, let me stop rambling on. But what I'm going to do, as we always start, while you're telling your friends and your friends that we're live, and you can jump on and have a fantastic conversation, is we go through the topics that did not make the grade. So let me see some videos that can start a fantastic conversation. Where's that? Black Band broadcast, the shows, and 209 reggaeton. Let's just do a little history thing there.
People created reggaeton. Let's talk about it. So despite popular belief, reggaeton was created in Panama, not in Puerto Rico. The reggaeton is simply reggae in Spanish. West Indian workers that came to help build the Panama Canal, they brought reggae with them. When they brought reggae with them, El General, let me show you what he looked like. This is El General. He's black. Alright, he black. Nando Boom, also obviously black. They are accredited for translating reggae and putting it in Spanish, which is what reggaeton is. And when it hit Panama, that was in the 80s, okay? Reggaeton did not hit Puerto Rico until the 90s. And when it hit Puerto Rico in the 90s, it was considered underground music is what it was called. And the Puerto Rican government was actually completely against it. They did not want that at all on their island. Due to the likes of Daddy Yankee, DJ Nelson, Evie Queen, etc., reggaeton has become what it is today. Now, I say all this to say, give black people their credit. 99% of the music that we hear today comes from black people, regardless if we want to admit that fact or not. I understand that Puerto Rico is who popularized reggaeton, but we also need to give credit to Panama, because if it was not for El General and Nando Boom, it would not even be a thing. Panama deserves just as much credit for reggaeton as Puerto Rico does, period.
So reggaeton is a music form. Some might listen to it, some don't. It's predominantly in Spanish, or if not exclusively in Spanish. A lot of Puerto Ricans do reggaeton. It's very popular. And a lot of the Spanish world are doing it as well. But I think there's a lot of Jamaican workers who went to Panama to work on a dam or a river or something, and that happened. But it's interesting because now there's this massive civil war, but big argument going on in the States about Puerto Ricans' contribution to hip hop, and it's there's a guy called Brother Tariq Nasheed. He's made a documentary about the black involvement of hip hop, and I think it's caused some controversy because Puerto Ricans are saying that they are part of the genesis of hip hop, and a lot of the brothers say, no, you came on a bit later, you did good works, but it actually comes from the black community exclusively in the Americas, in the Bronx, that kind of place. It's interesting, and the reason why I think it's a very important topic is the one thing that you got to be very wary of is, first of all, in a lot of Spanish-speaking countries, they've got, I'm going to say it wrong, but improve the race in Spanish, whatever it is. And that is not to be with black people, dark-skinned people, and to eventually create European-looking people and to honor Spanish culture over African culture or anything like that. And this happened, this is ingrained in history, but the issue we have to really unpack with that is, a form of like almost cultural colonization in that context. So, for example, obviously, brothers and sisters in the States made hip hop, for example. And then what happens? Then you have Caribbean brothers who are there getting involved and contributing. Obviously, the Caribbean is a very big discipline, so you know, Caribbean, Black Caribbean people can really blend in well with African Americans. Once the Caribbeans are in there, then they open the flood doors to the other Caribbeans who might not necessarily identify or are identified as Black. And then now you have paler skinned to even white skinned Caribbean, quote unquote, people doing this American culture. And before you know it, that these kind of words and changes where they say, okay, we were there, and then next thing you know, you have a whole lot of shows, big money making organizations, and the face of hip hop will you tend to be the most lighter, brighter, and furthest away kind of people groups. And this is what we're seeing. So I suspect the sister is even going down the road talking about reggaeton in that kind of ways, and now you don't even recognize that reggaeton started from a Black community. And I do watch a lot of my friends watch a lot of the reggaeton stuff, and I've seen them. And you don't really see too many dark skinned brothers or sisters. They're usually at the back. I think there's one or two here singing that, but generally, it's kind of the same way how other music is going. It starts very dark and gets very light to be at the end. All else is then, again, we talk about ownership and control and gatekeeping. Very important because it is all connected to economics and culture and pride and stuff. So, everyone has the right to do fantastic music, but make sure if you make it, you own it and you control it. Blah, de, blah, de, blah. All right, next video. Fantastic. Tell your friends, tell a friend we're live. We're helping Black people live. That's right. How many shows do you know helping Black people live? We say it. We don't talk in code. No, sir. We talk the facts. We're helping Black people. Black people. Okay, cool. Where are we? No, is that a good one? Let's bring up for how long is it? 30 minutes. Quite long. Forget that one. What's this one? No. Maybe. Listen to the sister talk about God Save the Queen. It's very interesting.
Lyric is so embarrassing. God save our gracious King. Long live our noble King. God save the King. Yeah. Send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. And every single verse ends, God save the King. I'm not going to sing to that family. I'm not going to sing to a family I don't believe should be reigning over us, especially somebody from an African heritage who actually branded Africans and sold them like animals in the African Holocaust. The lyric is an embarrassment. I have no issue whatsoever with that chap not wanting to sing it. I never sing it myself.
All right, so this is there saying, look, not best pleased with the lyrical content of the God Save the King now, because it changes which is interesting there. Changes every time there's a new member of the royal family. And she says, look, there's too much blood in the empire and in the past, so I'd rather not sing that, whatever. And I think there's some brothers and sisters in America who have complaints about the national anthem because the man who wrote it was a white supremacist, and he talks about enslaving people in the third verse, but the third verse they said let's not use it anymore because it's not too much. So some brothers are not best pleased with that. And I think we spoke about a solution to some of this before, and I think it's not the best solution to your all-inclusive humanitarian Black person or whatever. But I think it works really well, and that is why don't you divide the place you're in by groups? So you have Black group and the white group, whatever. And what you could say is, okay, well, this thing was done for the benefit of the European group, the white group, and they mistreated others for the benefit of the white group. So why don't you do these things and we don't? So why don't you sing those songs and we don't? And that way, because we recognize that when the ancestors were mistreating Africans and Black people and stuff, they were doing it for your benefit, but it was against our benefit. So you sing it and we won't. I know it sounds so simple, but it actually might be a revolutionary idea. And hopefully that will help synchronize Black people more. Now people are going to argue because everyone wants to have this all in the same boat, we're all in the same train kind of mentality. I think there is a value in actually separating people and having you fix your issues in separate and coming back and smiling. Cool. All right, let's move on. What are we dealing with? Do you know what you're dealing with? Here we go. Racist. No, that's not a thing. Okay, that's the actual show. You see this one here. This is so. There you go. Oh, what it is, we were talking about last time decisions that Black people were making in the world of cosmetic beauty, this kind of stuff. And we did it last week and the week before. So this is the legacy of that. And there's an individual gentleman who's going to get his eye color changed, apparently. So I remember, I don't know much about this world. I assume this is a dangerous thing. I don't know because I don't know about this, right? But yeah, he's going to get his eye color changed. So it's kind of fun. I mean, brothers and sisters do have lighter eyes, some of them, and I don't think it's blue. I think it's hazel. I don't know, but either way, I just, I think, I don't know, it's a lot of money and quite dangerous, and is that, but who knows? Anyway, let's have a sneak peek.
Completely different.
Completely.
Really? Never thought it'd be possible for me to change my eye color. Never even worn colored contact. I don't know, I feel like sometimes you just got it to do something and just think if they want to do it, you should just do it. It's life-changing. It's the most life-changing thing I've done in my entire life.
Now, this is an advert from a company that did it, and it looks like some kind of European company, or maybe not, maybe American, I don't know.
Oh, they look amazing.
It matches his shirt. Look.
It does match my shirt. Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing, thank you.
Really good.
Thank you.
Really good.
I like them so much. It's kind of like having PRK. This isn't too bad.
I just want to keep looking at you.
I'm getting used to this.
So I don't know. I mean, I came up. I don't know why. Maybe because I clicked on the last thing, and now I'm getting all this cosmetic stuff from. It's probably like a rabbit hole I've just tapped into. For all I know, every black person, you guys would know, is just literally in this cosmetic surgery. New legs, new arms, new eyes, new chin. All the whole Michael Jackson treatment. I don't know because I'm ignorant. But yeah, I thought that was a bit. I don't know. Once again, I'm old school in this philosophy, like save your money, buy your parents a house, a mortgage, whatever. And some of this stuff, you're changing it. You belong to a certain ethnic group, and they have certain ethnic qualities. When you change it, you might say a bit about that. But I don't know. That came up, so I brought it up. But yeah, it is a topic we're going to tackle. Cosmetic surgery, the money, and obviously we covered the unfortunate deaths of the sisters a few weeks back. It's never good to know that.
I think.
So now, should I just ignore the rest? Murder conviction, record. Yeah. If we have time, I'll come back to the other stuff. But let's go to the show. So which one should I support first? Let's do the Colin Kaepernick one first. Or no, we can do. I can actually do that at the end. So let's do the Colin Kaepernick first. Just a quick, a little brief talk, whatever. So. I wonder if I can actually find the link while I play it. Have a play.
Put you on the field, teams poke, prod, and examine you, searching for any defect that might affect your performance. No boundary respected, no dignity left intact.
Hopefully we'll be out there. We're to work on some things, see if we can make it in there, but would love to be out there.
Will we see you play NFL again?
We're still training, still pushing. So hopefully we just got to get one of these team owners to open up.
What would it mean to you to play NFL again?
I mean, it's something I've trained my whole life for. So be able to step back on the field, I think that would be a major moment, major accomplishment for me. Also, I think it's something that I could bring a lot to a team and help them win a championship.
All right, I was gonna. Where's all the comments? Is that? Oh, I don't have to log in. Is it because it's on that thing? Hold on. Let me see if I push it on this one. If it's different. It's a thing though. You got to log in and all that nonsense. It's a bit annoying, really. Hold on. Let me see if it works better here. Yeah. Let me see my. Yeah, there you go. See all the abuse. What did I say? History will hate him. Okay, yeah. My comments there. No hates or likes at the moment. It's 3 days old. But let me see if I can log on to that. So anyway, what's the context? What we're talking about? Yeah, so that's the brother Colin Kaepernick. He's a brother who he was adopted, fine enough, by 2 white parents. He doesn't know his parents, whatever. And I think he's of mixed heritage, but African American and something else. Where are we? What are we talking about? Share. Is it share? Yeah. So yeah, and there's a video of him saying, I wouldn't mind coming back to the NFL, whatever. Stop sharing. Is it present? Is it present, right? Or whatever. So present, screen share. Let's try that. Let's have a sneak peek in the 7th Adventure in the comment section. So yeah, this was me. I came in there and I said, history will hate him today and love him tomorrow, just like they did Muhammad Ali. Very true. Muhammad Ali was sorry, that was my cup. Muhammad Ali was desperately sorry guys, I'm drinking some hot some vegan chocolate with no sugar at all, which is good. Where was I? Yeah, so history will hate him today and love him tomorrow. Yeah, so when Muhammad Ali passed, back in the old days when he was hanging for the Nation of Islam, he was despised as they were, but they kept him. They kept him correct. They supported them and big up those brothers and sisters of the nation back then and today. And he was hated by everybody, including many black people. But as time went by, and he unfortunately passed, everyone went to his funeral and they all remembered him then. And he became the greatest of all time. But at the time, he wasn't the greatest. They took all his money, they put him in jail, all the rest of it. So, so the same thing, of course. Now, he's a bad guy. Tomorrow, he'll be remembered as a legend. But I guess this knocks into, is this our second question? Yeah, no, it's actually our first question. What do we do to support these brothers so they don't have to go through and sisters, so they have to go through this long time of hard choices, hard outcomes because of the choices they've made. But anyway, let's read some of his biggest joke in history of sports button. So that's a nobody cares button. Didn't he just win a medal at the Olympics in women's boxing? This little joke, I think, trying to compare him to the trans boxer. Plays the victim, wants to work. So it's just all back to back. Now, obviously, there's probably either a normal, it's probably like a white supremacist kind of, I don't know, who knows? Maybe every kind of channel might be having this hint of it, but he doesn't look black, he looks Arab. Maybe he can go work for Command's campaign. True example of woke, go broke. Bro wants to get back into slavery so bad. Absolute clown, this guy. Hang it up. Biggest clown ever. NFL's a whole lot better about him. Not a single NFL team wants a victim as a leader. Bro escaped the plantation only to beg to let him back in. This guy's a clown. Yeah, half white who was adopted by white parents and then wants to play victim after earning millions playing NFL for the white-owned 49ers because his black side felt victimized. So he wants a job in slavery. Go woke, go broke. Yeah, and this goes on forever. So this is whenever you try to highlight injustice, the anti-black racism community will literally lead the charge and come out, and they do it very well. That's like the whole gaming thing with and then the video thing with black characters and stuff. People just boycotting the web. They do it in different ways, but it's still connected to the same thing: anti-black racism, or just despise black people don't really have a right not to be killed by police, that kind of stuff. Ooh. So the question that I'm asking, let me go back to the fantastic design, which is not here anymore. I think we did discuss this before. Maybe set up Patreons and certain things for the brothers and sisters who decide to do the work. And not even just that, there's even like that sister, the sister who was unfortunately shot. Is it Monica Johnson? I'm saying the name wrong because I'm a bad person, but I think she's in a better place now, which is good to know. And we will have to cover her progress and any kind of way we can support in any kind of way. But I think that's very important. Like, how do we set up institutions and ideas and incentives and to let people know that when you decide to stand up to Sasha Johnson, I said it wrong, didn't I? Yes, Sasha Johnson. That's right. She's on Wikipedia page. That's good. Well done. We should really cover this sister. So those who know, Sasha Johnson was a sister activist, and she was very fierce towards a lot of the injustices that was happening. And unfortunately, I think she was at some kind of party or some kind of gathering, and I don't know, some guys went in and they were shooting at someone, and I think she was hit. But this is unacceptable stuff, really. And this kind of stuff is then. But how do you support sisters like that? and what is to be done with the people who did this kind of atrocity. Whether it was deliberate or not, it was you shoot in a public place, you're gonna hit the public. Right? Once again, I wasn't there. I don't really know the full story, but we are talking about activists who dedicate their time and or celebrities, and they do things for the black community, and it goes south very quick. And it's because once again, the structure, the racist people have more of a structure, more of an economic foothold in most than anything. So when you try to challenge certain things, they can really pull the rug from under you. So having certain community incentives, community institutions that are set up to help the brothers and sisters. Let me give it this for them. Where's this film? That would be a very good idea, you see. And I definitely want to be doing that. Let me get rid of this. So yeah, that was just a quick flash pan, concept that we can discuss later on, but it's very important. Where's the other? So we'll come back to that potentially, but that is the first topic done, but not dusted. And then we're going to jump to topic 2, which is a very important one. On and off code behavior. You're invited to discuss ways to behave that can, I guess I would have said, improve the community or something. I can't remember. It's written on another page. But yeah, it's more so on what is on and off code behavior. And I guess the reason why we have to have this word on and off code is because sometimes people, their personalities makes it very hard for them to do certain things, because they don't want it, not bothered, and just, disinterested. But when you have a code, it's like, well, I'm doing this not necessarily for myself, for the collective benefit of the black community, right? So normally I probably would want to say that I would want to do that, but I'm going to do this because it's more beneficial to black people. Or there's 3 options, but I'm going to pick this one because this option is better for black people. No, this option might be slightly better for me, slightly better for him, but because it's better for the collective, that's on code. Or I was going to go on stage and say this, but it might actually, tarnish a whole lot of stuff that we're trying to build. So I'm going to stay on code and not do that. So a codified way of behaving that can over-trump your natural instinct that could easily be manipulated, right? So that's what we talk about when we say on-code behavior and off-code behavior, you see? So let's look at some videos and see if we can say this on code or off code. What's this stuff? There's also that topic there. I actually didn't cover that one, did I? I should have covered that as well. But whatever, we'll come back to the end. So where is the?
I know.
Oh yeah. Look at this. This is a sister. This is very cool.
I just met your husband backstage. Very nice.
My very handsome, smart, talented husband, John Allen Newman.
But what is the nature of your relationship?
I see we only have 1 minute left. My handsome fiance traveled all the way here from Jacksonville, Florida, and he is in the audience. Girl, I'm talking about my man. He is in the audience. No, boo. I'm talking about my man. We're getting married. I'm so glad that he's here. He's a Democrat. I'm a Republican. We get along just fine. She made some accusations about me and my fiance. One, you don't talk about my man. Have some respect. It's despicable. I just, but anything will come out of her mouth. Yeah, because you don't disrespect my man. But that's just so tacky. That is definitely insane. And so I'm just going to have to just show LaToya that she thinks she can mess up her family. You're not going to mess up mine.
So that's now, she probably has some controversial ups and downs, not saying name. But that's on code there. You got your black husband there and vice versa, black wife. You defend them, you be very constructive with it. Very on-code behavior. So regardless of what has or hasn't happened in the past, that's a very on-code way to behave, and it shows a good kind of, collective morality and how you kind of want to respect your partner and stuff. Very different case today with, the Instagram, where people just jump on the internet and just, throw all their dirty laundry to the world, and, I don't know what they expected to come from that. All right, what's the next one? Open video. Why is it not in alphabetical order? I don't get that. Where's it? Is it disappeared or something? Okay, whatever. Maybe. What's this one? Program. As another one. Let's see this brother here.
And it's like your kind of connection with the black community, but you're Cuban. Like
I'm black first.
Yeah.
I'm black first.
So
what I always say.
Very powerful. I don't know the contents of the show, but I think they're trying to do something to him, whatever. But he's like, no, I'm B1.
How you identify yourself?
Are you full Cuban? I'm full Cuban. I thought he was black too.
I know,
but I am black.
No, everyone everyone thinks that you are like the black lineage,
all right,
like, you know, like.
Let me explain how it works. You know, this is another thing that I feel like we as black people get caught up in, that
Semantics.
that separates us as opposed to uniting us. We get caught up in where the ship dropped us off versus where the ship picked us up. You know what I'm saying? We all come from the same root. It's just a tree with different branches. The same boat that picked up your ancestors picked up my ancestors. Only they dropped yours off here. They made a pit stop in the Caribbean and dropped mine off. But my ancestors still dealt with slavery. You know, still dealt with being, you know, having their family and their lives ripped from them, and having to come back from colonialism and slavery. You know, so and it's not just African Americans, it's Afro-Cubans, it's Afro-Dominicans, it's Afro-Puerto Ricans. Like, all these people got to get out of their colonialized minds and stop thinking, oh, I'm not this, I'm this. Okay, yeah, you can be Latin, but you're black first.
And the separatism that takes us apart when we all have the same struggle. We all
100%. Because when I walk into a room, they ain't thinking, oh, we gonna give him a pass because he's Latin.
Cuban, yeah.
Or if a cop pulls me over, he's not like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna shoot him. I'm not gonna beat his ass because.
Right. So yeah, there you go, brother. That's the brother. He's in The Boys. That's a new kind of superhero show on whatever channels have got it. But yeah, I didn't know. It's good to see that he's obviously read books, so he's looked at some kind of videos and he's up to date. But yeah, very good way of to perceiving information there. It's like, yeah, I'm black first. I'm B1. Yeah. And that's the kind of culture we want to be spreading, where it's like someone's like, yeah, I'm all those things, but I'm black first, isn't it? I know that I have all these things that I might want to be, might not want to be, or might be put upon me, but I'm black, innit? And it's like I'm seen as black. I have a black lineage. I have a black phenotype. You know, I am from the black community. So the activities I'm going to do for betterment will be placed around that. You know, when I go out and I'm doing all the work, there's so many things people push their sexual preference agenda, their religious gender, their dietary gender, their musical taste gender, all this kind of stuff they push forward. To say, oh, I'm this first, or are they money war? And I'm very merciful. I go, yeah, cool. Well, I don't really get into it back and forth. But realistically, the better people who are going to operate when it comes to finding solutions for the community are the B1s. But that first makes life so much more easier. Big up Empress Christie. Always important to see the sister. Always good information, and also big up all the rest of the brothers and sisters in the house. Big up On Code. Big up Brother Dominic, and big up Christian. Big up anyone else listening. And in the future, an only video when, who knows, maybe we get shut down and you see a video in 7 years' time of now. Black Diamond. Cool. Anyway, so yeah, big up that brother there. We're dealing with the topic on and off code behavior. So far, we've seen 2 on code behaviors. Now, I'm not too sure the stuff they do outside their life, but definitely when it comes to the camera, that's a good stuff. So, what else is we dealing with? Black Cuban race. Yeah. Let's look at off-code behavior.
And are enamored by black women. I think they see our beauty in a way that black men don't. And they appreciate our strength in a way that black men don't. So when you're with a white man, they let you do whatever you want. You literally feel like it's the princess on a cloud. You're like, they ask you, what do you want to eat? Like the one guy who I was with. Lovely, very wealthy white man. Loves me to bits. Love him to bits. Listen, anytime I walk into, I can't even tell you who it is because you probably will know. Yeah. But like anytime, let's say we're having dinner, he will order everything on the menu that I like. Shucks. And I can have a bite of each and be fine. What? Like that's how much they just like, I want to pamper you. What? You live your best life. What do you want? My experience of white men has been very good.
Now, I'm not the best of accents. Is that a South African accent? I hope not, because it'd be very shocking if that. And this, don't we see this kind of behavior? You know, it's where you're soon to forget the past kind of stuff. I think we gave many analogies about it. I mean, I don't know how many white men this woman is going to dates with. She mentioned one. But that's definitely off-code behavior, you know, going on TV and going, white men and white women, they're very beautiful and lovely and they treat me like this, that, but the black men, we don't want to do that anymore. I think, I never get angry and shout and scream, just go, does he support reparations? Does she support reparations? Let's do that. That will usually send things 1,000 more. The same, if you're talking about access to wealth. Well, of course, if that is South Africa, the white man took it from the black man, so he has more to give. So I don't know. I don't know the context of that show, or if that's just a one-off. But I have not been best pleased with a lot of stuff I've seen come from South Africa. I'm hoping that isn't South Africa. In regards to that whole modeling hullabaloo thing. But South Africa is nothing but love. A very important country in the continent. Wonderful culture, history, people. We just want to make sure that through close proximity to non-black people, or white people, Europeans, you remember, you have your ancestral obligations to remember what happened, and you can't just jump ship and start giving back the little resource you have back to the community that has most of it. All that good stuff there. Blah, blah, blah. So that was off-code behavior by the sister there, but I don't know the full context. I'm sure maybe it was better than we suspect. What else we got? Off-code. How about this one here?
Make racist jokes. Black Americans have particularly made something unique that you guys use every single day. You say cotton.
Sorry.
Where are you from? Because you just said cotton. You're from the Caribbean.
Yeah, specifically. Trinidad. Yeah.
You think it's funny to make racist jokes like that?
Okay, but it's like friendly fire.
How is it friendly fire?
Disgusting.
Yeah, you were not born in Trinidad. You did not go through any of the slave at all. You were born in the UK, right?
Definitely, yeah.
So you're colonized, institutionalized, and you making friendly fire jokes like that is disrespectful to your lineage. Don't you think so?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
What would your grandmother think? What would the slaves that survived for you to be and think about you joking about that?
They'll be alright.
They would be alright.
Yeah, because it's me.
Because it's you.
Yeah.
You from the UK? Yeah. Diabolical. Another banging video if you watch it.
Yeah, so that's a brother from the Trinidad and a brother from America. I think he made some kind of joke. Sounding pro, what did he say? Yeah, so so basically what it was is the brother said, name something that is made in America, exclusive, something like that. And the Trinidadian brother said cotton. And, so and then, something that African Americans have only, so I can't remember, something like that. And he said cotton. And then obviously, you shouldn't be saying that. And, but the off-code behavior is, you don't say that anyway, but, Trinidadian brother in front of his European and Asian and wherever they're from, friends, and, have this kind of comment. It's not good. Off-code, behave himself. I don't know what he's doing. But once again, it's like, if you don't raise people to be pro-black, I can tell you, if you don't raise your family to be pro-black, there will be anti-black. Black people will be at the bottom of every joke. And just like we were analyzing a few weeks back, non-black people won't get that smoke. It'll be black people. So this is why you have to have a B1 mentality in birth. B1 in birth, you see. What else we got? Racist jokes, on code. Oh, this was a good one. Let's check this one.
Hear a black man say, well, we outnumbered. He got more guns than we got. Oh, black woman, you in trouble when you got a black man talking like that. You mean to tell me that your woman is in a house being raped by 20 men and they got 20 guns and you ain't got but one gun and you gon' just go and cry and leave her in there being abused and misused and say, they got more guns than I got. I can't go in there. If you got a man like that, goddammit, you ain't got no man. You might as well get rid of him. You ain't got no man. A real man has got to face it. A real man has got to determine the strategy for going in there and getting his woman out and taking some of the enemy out. That's a real man.
Brother Khalid Abdul Muhammad, very important brother. I've got to collate a lot of his stuff in. I was thinking of changing the intro, so while it's ticking down to 5 minutes, there's quotes and clips and all that kind of stuff. Definitely a brother who will make that the grade on that. Very important brother. Very important. Missing daily. I think the first time I saw him on TV would have been the Donahue show. He died as well. Donahue died the other day, didn't he? That was a very important show. A very good show. That same show had Francis Cress Wells on it. It had Farrakhan. It had Sister Soldier. What else did it have? It had a few. Good stuff. But also I'll come back to that. Anyway, so yeah, that's good. Oh, God, obviously the brothers telling you about sisters, how to find a man, and if they're kind of off code in their behavior when it comes to protection, you kind of want to get rid of them. What else we got? Norway Queen. Well, do we want to play? Well, I'll play this anyway. I don't know how long it is, but this is So we were talking before. I think we give examples about how obviously many of code behavior where you find in Africa, there's a lot of African generals and prime ministers who managed to marry not a woman from their nation or tribe, but from the nation that enslaved their country or colonized their country as well. And it happens, I guess. But we never really saw that in Europe. And there was two examples. One was the Harry individual, the young Harry of the UK royal family, and he married an African American sister, and then I think they ran him out and her, and so it was reported. And then, as far as I heard that this also happened in Norway. Yeah, he did die. That Donahue died recently. It was interesting because he actually asked out his wife live on air. It was a guest, and they were married since then, since the 60s, I say. I don't know if it was staged or anything, but it was really cool. And yeah, it was good shows he put on. But anyway, yeah. So what was I saying? The other example was this. I'm not sure where he's from. This brother. They say some kind of priest. I think, and he's managed to marry the Norwegian princess or duchess or something like this. And last I heard, they ran them out, but I saw this come up recently, and I don't know. But I'll play it and I'll stop it when I say it. But
Stressed.
It's quite.
So they asked him, how did you feel about the wedding or whatever? How do you feel? How did you feel in the run up to the wedding? Sorry.
Stressed.
It's quite stressed running up to the wedding, actually. Yes. But it's going to be amazing once it starts, and we.
Yeah.
There's a Norwegian princess or something like this, and her new husband.
We get all our friends there and the people we love, and
We meditate.
We're going to have
We ground ourselves.
amazing time together.
Yeah.
What do you love about me?
That. I love that. I love that cheekiness. I love how she's a spitfire energy and says what's on her mind.
Now, they were saying this guy is, they say they suspect, no, this is not for me to spread rumors, they suspect he's homosexual. I think they're just trying to be mean. I don't know who is, who isn't, people talk about the energy, someone, I don't know about that. But I mean, he's married to this Norwegian woman, this princess.
And doesn't put up with my nonsense.
I'm not too sure where he's from, so I suspect it's from an African country where he's learned English on TV, or maybe he was in the States, or maybe I'm just getting the accents wrong. He's from somewhere where that's how everyone sounds, and I'm ignorant. But I don't know. I have to Google that at some point.
And I just love her power, her strength. So, I'm a very strong person. I have a very strong personality. So for someone like her to have the courage to speak up to me whenever and ever, it feels so nurturing and so loving, because finally I've met someone who is able to hold that space of power. I love watching her with the children. I love how she's so amazing mother.
Hold on. Future laws have improved over the past 5 years. I'm going to lie and say that because I'm having this. He's a shaman. He's a bisexual shaman, black man, coming to the family. I'm just reading it. Meet the Norwegian princess marrying a black shaman. I think. Also speaks highly in Norway. Blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't know where is he from? Is he from a mystery country or something, right? Like Wakanda or Zamunda. He must be from somewhere. Wait, I'm Norwegian. Norwegian men like black women. Why has someone made a thing about Norwegian men like that? Okay, whatever. I can't find out. What's his name? Let's kind of play this one.
And puts her children and how much she raises them. I learned so much about parenting from her. That's why I'm marrying her, because I know for sure that she's the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Like every conversation is like a joyful conversation. And even if it's not a joyful conversation and it's a lesson where she's checking me and making me be a better man, I feel great about it.
What made...
Okay, his name is Durek Verrat. Is an American conspiracy. Well, this is Wikipedia. You only read Wikipedia. Let's put what they go right to the point. He's a conspiracy theorist, convicted felon, alternate therapist, and self-professed shaman of practicing of neo-shamanism. He's widely described by the media and other observers as a con man and conspiracy theorist. He's 49 years old. He was born in America, so he might just be American, like someone. Well, they said African, so unless you're African American, African, I guess. But usually when they say African, they wouldn't. I mean, his surname. Well, I don't know what that seems. It doesn't even. Let's see where his family's from. Hold on. Heritage. The most important figure in his shaman career is a woman named Mamau. Okay. Was a powerful medicine woman from Ghana. Okay. However, he says, and she fled Africa in early 1800s when the tribe was invaded by the Dutch. I don't know. It's funny that I can't really find where he's from. I mean, you know what? Maybe he's trying to think. If he is, I'm not going to say nothing. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to think. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, that was interesting because I know that obviously people in Norway weren't best pleased. But to be honest with you, now, if he's a bisexual black man shaman, I mean, look. And Norway. The thing is, I was trying to do my history, is thinking which countries in Europe was less involved in or not involved at all in the transatlantic slave trade or the Arab slave trade. And I thought, maybe some of the Nordic ones, and no, they were there, man. They're Norway and Sweden. They were fighting over rights to enslave, and not as much as obviously the rest, but they were there. So Norway was there. But yeah, I don't know. But I remember obviously they weren't best pleased, and they tried to run him out, and I think he's come back now. I don't know what he's doing, but a bisexual black man, and I mean, it's none of our business. At a certain point, it's now none of our business. Now this is now new age stuff. It's now contemporary. So okay, yeah, right. Let's look at something else then. So I saw that. So what else we got? Speaking of homosexuality, this is a segue into that. Quite a lot of homosexual stuff going on. No, that's not. What's this? I just came on my feed as well. This I guess we're talking about. This is the lights in the person's face, but this is he's got a beard and all this. This is actually a male. All right, yeah, rapping all that stuff. Yeah, so yeah, it's. I mean, obviously now. Might be the argument, but there's a whole lot of cross-dressing black male rapping individuals, whatever. And I don't know why this. I don't know what I was clicking on to get this as an advert. I might have some comment. I remember I used to host many music events back in the olden days, and I tell you, there was you didn't see any. There wasn't a time for homosexual rappers, I guess. Although I did think I saw the first inkling of that. This was in 2006. And I saw a black lesbian rapper. I remember that, and that everyone was in shock. And then she brought a white guy to. I don't know. And then obviously Lyrics was doing what they were doing, and that literally that the whole show almost stopped. I think it did. I think we left. I don't know, but yeah. But obviously now this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. This is coming on my feed. Black man in a dress, up and coming rapper. Obviously you sees the Lil Nas X's and all the rest of them. So yeah, but speaking of the gay rappers, once again, and the whole homosexual thing. So we have to have an adult conversation in the sense of there are people who generally love the same, or they're attracted to the same gender, and that's a very big topic that we have to have, and all that stuff. But I think more so it's like how much of traditional men are we seeing, and what influence are gay men having, and what is expected, or the expected role of a man, and do we see that, and who has most of the microphone, all that kind of stuff, right? I don't see that. What's this? This came up as well, so maybe it's connected.
Is he walking in the mall?
So this is I don't know what individual this is. I don't know how to identify, or if they were born a certain kind of way or not. But this came on my feed, and I see myself commenting a lot of these kind of videos. Let's have a sneak peek.
Or walking at the park, he does not see your vajayjay. He sees your femininity. He sees your long hair. He sees your beautiful smile. He sees your gorgeous eyes. He smells you. He sees your fashion. These are the things that encompass your femininity and womanhood, and these are the things that you present, and these are the things that men are attracted to first and primarily. Now, let's answer the age-old question of, are you gay if you have sex with someone of the same sex?
Yes.
And the answer is simply no.
Really? That was a surprise. I thought it was yes.
Straight men will fuck a pillow, they will fuck their hand, they will fuck a sock, okay? It does not make them pillow sexual, it does not make them sock sexual, it does not make them hand amorous. That is not how that works. Just from definition alone, no, straight men are not gay if they have sex with a guy, because they are not exclusively attracted to someone of the same sex. Going back to my pillow analogy, you can reach your O with a pillow, you can reach an O with your hand or a sock or a teddy bear. Okay, but it does not make you attracted necessarily to your pillow or to your teddy bear. Now, some weird people are attracted to their pillow or their teddy bear, but most people aren't. They're just getting themselves off.
I don't consider myself gay at all. I identify as gynosexual. It means that I find femininity attractive, not necessarily gender. But my preference is to date a trans woman with or without a penis, preferably penis. Because a penis is much more fun to play with, as long as it's female, right? It's a female penis, not a male penis.
Can you explain a female penis and how it's different?
The female penis normally and smells a little bit different because of usually hormones or the way that they take care of it. And so the energy of it is different.
Okay. So once again, remember, I'm always going to approach this from a concern that, there are people who find it difficult to find the opposite sex attractive in any capacity, or they identify as the opposite sex. And there's a lot going on, and at no point do I want to mistreat. But I think the area of interest we have now is there's identity and what you feel you want to be, and then there's the kind of jigging of definitions and the motivation behind that. I don't think it works in the community's best interest to promote that if a man is having relations with a man that they are still straight, or they don't have a new title upon them. There was that guy from Cool Runnings, a very good film back in the day. One of the first films I watched to have a round of applause at the end of it, which was, and once again that's what I realized, because everyone was black and it was a black film, and that's how starved of black films we had. We had what Come to America, Cool Runnings, and Black Panther, I guess, who knows. But it was that's one of the gentlemen who was in there. I feel like playing a Jamaican. I don't know if they would approve of what you're saying, but I think he was talking about how he's attracted to transgender, and he wants to have relations with them, and he shouldn't be called homosexual by doing this kind of stuff. So yeah, cool. And the way I say it is very odd. It's like me. I listen to very niche things. I might play niche video games. I might listen to niche music. And I recognize it's niche. I don't necessarily want everyone to listen to it. It's my kind of thing. It's my thing, I don't see why, if this is a very, a minority niche of people doing these kind of behaviors, I don't know why you would want it to be so mainstream and, and really change definitions. But either or, this came on my feed. I thought, that's a bit off code. But, I don't know. But yeah, all that kind of stuff. But like I said, this will be the future very soon. You will be the person who's causing the confusion by not really accepting these new definitions. This one here. Hold on.
Y'all pay attention to this video. And this is what we be talking about. They have the black man who's clearly a part of the community. He's leading the women. The women are submitting to him. The women are promoting him. The women are prompting him up. He's leading the form. He's leading the charge. And what those women don't realize they're teaching is that this man is better than me. This man can replace me. This man can march better than me. He's the cheerleader. I'm a subordinate to him. And they're encouraging their own downfall. This was sad to see. This is sad to see that this is being promoted and propagated in all different forms of life. And really, there is no protection for the black woman without straight black men.
Well, that's very true, of course. So for those who can see, there was a video of, in America, they have this kind of marching back. Black women are very good at this. Like historically, the whole synchronized dancing with batons flipping in the air and backflips and dancing and parading. It's like a cultural thing. Amazing. 10 out of 10. But I think now or maybe, I don't know since when, they're having more men dressed up in the same kind of garments, doing the same thing. And actually, I suspect, now I could be wrong, like shame on me for assuming. I'm assuming these individuals are homosexual. Some new kind of term that describes a similar outcome. They're not with the same gender. It's an opposite gender, sorry. And if they are, they're probably dressed up in a different way. So it's all new stuff. I don't know. I'm ignorant. I don't know. But and I think the way I would like to take this is the kindness. This is not just black women; it's just women in general. But there's a kindness so there's a recognition that women have a short straw in history, unfortunately, at the hands of diabolical men, and and there's an effort to try to get that, and you've seen that in this effort. It's like, let's actually make sure everyone is included in this effort. And then what happens, in that kind of ideology, you have, let the gay people have the same, and if a gay person wants to lead the woman thing and be in the toilets and all the rest of it, equal opportunity ways. But what you end up finding is that you're going to have men identifying as whatever, behaving a certain way in the women's spaces, dominating, headlining, and so you're going to have men in men's spaces dominating, and men who identify as whatever in women's spaces dominating. And that's the game that you might not see. Like, once again, this whole the controversy about changing rooms and sports and stuff, it's never a woman who's trying to be a man or whatever. It's always the opposite way. And that once shows you the emphasis of men and the power of men. And in order for you to really have your own power sisters, you have to exclude men, even in those contexts, not in the family context, whatever, but and leadership context. But in those contexts, it's like having men in your spaces and doing what you're doing, and think about it. That's a good discussion to have. Maybe I'm 1000% wrong. Maybe I'm not. But it's definitely something we want to talk about. And also, I don't know. It's the homosexual and woman collabor is a big thing, and there's obviously benefits in community for this kind of stuff, but at a certain point you want to be careful that you're not losing certain things that was meant to be for them. And you already have less in certain capacities already, so you don't want to give up more. But that's a conversation to have with the sisters when they're ready. All right, so that was is there any more this kind of stuff? I don't know if I can take too much more. Behavior, dance with a woman. What's that? I've seen that one. Rapper, that we saw that. I changed. Okay, God Save the King, more economy, Norway. Right, so let's quickly go back while we do a quick recap of this 1 hour now. Look at that. Oh, where is it? Share. Stop sharing. Because it's such a thing, isn't it? Right, I need to learn how to use my software. I might be able to do it. Oh, cool. All right, so let me get rid of some of these. We've got too many videos open, so let me get rid of some of these. Remove that. Remove that. Oh, definitely remove that. Right. So where are we? So supporting supportive celebrities. Try to say that with a gun in your head. Supporting supportive celebrities. You've invited to discuss ways to support celebrities who support the black community. We're talking about Colin Kaepernick, the brother. He wanted to raise awareness about black men being murdered. And obviously, the NFL got on cold and just made sure he never worked again. And then we saw the comments around him, whatever. And we're talking about, we want to have a system set up where when brothers and sisters do constructive things for the community and they might be penalized for it, they have a life system and they have something. And even like looking at what Ice Cube done, the brother, he owns his own 3-on-3 basketball league. So if a basketball player was to do the same thing, at least there's a different variant of basketball they can join. One would think that brother Ice Cube would allow him to join the league. Brother Ice Cube, if you ask me, one of the most important rappers when it comes to outside of rap, it's Ice Cube. In America, it's Ice Cube. In England, it's Swiss, the brother from Soul Solid. But in America, I'm trying to think that of all the rappers, who really has done some economic stuff and stood in their square and given a voice to people who need to have a voice. Obviously, you have Public Enemy and these kind of guys, and obviously Professor Griff is unbeatable, but he's not really a rapper like that. He's more of like a minister of information, they call him. He was Professor Griff, who was the advisor to Public Enemy, who was kicked out for making a statement about Jewish people or something like this. So yeah, what was I saying? So Ice Cube is that guy, and the fact that he's married to a sister for like 20 something, maybe 30 years or something crazy long. He's got he does film projects. He gets his kids on the film projects. He's got his own basketball league. He was trying to get a reparations plan for African Americans. He went on a show with some sisters that we played it, and they were kind of off cold all through it. I think he said he's got a plan for black people, and they said, "What's your plan for black women?" And I think he said, well, it's the same, right? But I don't know. But then people said they were very problematic in general anyway. And maybe one of them whatever, I won't say that. But yeah, cool. So I reckon most would say Jay-Z. Well, Jay-Z, big up Jay-Z in the sense of he's married to his sister, so 10 points for that. He's run. I don't know if he still has Tidal, which is cool. He's got his own music film, which is always good. He's got his head screwed on, as in like a lot of the old friends. They unfortunately, a lot of them are going through some hard times now. We have to look out for brother Dame Dash. I think he married a European woman, then his teeth fell out or something. So just we want to wish him well. So that hopefully he's good. And then obviously I think the other one, Irv Gotti, I think he had a stroke. And obviously Puff Daddy's got there. He might have to pay a few million for things he did or didn't do. So in that world, you see a lot of the kind of like very in-your-face record executives from the 90s, 2000, that kind of genre, who did really well, but they were very kind of flashy and in your face and shouting at everyone, and the kind of bravado. They're not doing too well now. While people like Jay-Z are more quiet, they're more business, they're more behind the scenes. They kind of seem to be going well. They understood the game more, and they end up with a black woman, which is always. I know we always bring that up, but it's just it's the marketing campaign of the year. Generational wealth and that kind of stuff. So I guess what I'm saying is controversial, but now I'm looking at all these executives who didn't marry a sister, like Kanye West, Dame Dash, wish him well, some of the others, and unfortunately Dr. Dre, who has made good decisions, but I know his wife took a hot lot of his money, and she was European, of European descent, I should say. So yeah, I don't know, but maybe I'm rambling as I tend to do about this simple topic that everyone says is a problem. Big up Empress, welcome to the Black Baron broadcast, Black Batman. Good to see you here as usual. Hold on. For me, if it's not Ice Cube, I would say Master P. This is by brother Dominic, by everyone. So for me, if it's not Ice Cube, it would be Master P. He's way underrated for what he's done in that community. 1000%. If someone asks me who was that kind of like direction and role model, Master P in the late 90s to the 2000s, he had his own music company. He actually owned the masters to his music, which is unheard of. He did, he had the whole community on his vibe. He signed a whole lot of people. He had rules of like, if you make your album, you have to have like one song about your mum and one song about the community, something like that. He had a look, and then I recently I saw he's got like he made films. He's got Serial, and he's quite respectful to his family. Like I remember I think I brought it before, but I think Charlemagne tried to make. There's a radio DJ called Charlemagne. And I think he tried to make some comment about one of the female artists and how she had, she was dressed in a certain way, and he goes, "No, you don't disrespect any women, and don't respect black women, whatever." So Master P definitely. You're right, bro. Bro. That's why we need Brother Dominic. He's sharp. I said Ice Cube, but he threw some others in there. Definitely Master P. I have to make a list of. Well, I think like the best black betterment rappers. Like we have to have you got best rappers of whatever that means. But you got the black betterment rap, like the guys who, behind the scenes, you can learn from them. So that's big up to that brother there. There you go. So where are we? So what I was going to do, sis, obviously you can jump, you can literally say what you want now, of any of the topics, and we can bring them back up, whatever. But I've also got, unfortunately, James L. Jones, the brother who played Mufasa, Lion King, and Coming to America King, a lot of the Kings, he passed away not too long ago. And he was actually quite an established actor. He got a long history, but and then we covered him before because of one or two controversial things that happened. But we're gonna just play like a 10-minute thing of his, and we don't. I don't want to bring up any negative stuff, but we might have to because this woman does, so we'll cover it. Remember, but just remember, he was a good brother. Obviously, the things he did say needs to be ironed out and corrected. But outside of some controversial stuff, he was a talented man, and he's good line in Lion King. What is it called? Colin? No, it's not. James, what is it that one? Acting. Did I not put it in the tape? It must be really big. So, what's the biggest one? Oh, did I not pull it? Have I downloaded it and not put it in the folder? Hold on. I think I have. Oh, whoopsie daisy. Oh, yeah, I think it's here. Downloads. It's not likely to be something. Oh, yeah, there is. James L. Jones was the. And let me also promote this sister. I downloaded it from a sister's, I think it's sister, because it's got an icon of a woman. And I think she's using the AI to do the videos, which is good on them. They use technology. Where is it then? There we go. So for those who don't know, this is James L. Jones. A lot of the. So this is a. Let me post this one show. I've got the link here. I've got to do more of this. When I take stuff, make sure I promote, especially if it's black owned, so you guys can follow it. I think this is her page. But I just downloaded it very quickly, so I haven't seen most of it, but it was interesting.
Well, I think a lot of what comes out of such a controversy is nonsense. The controversy itself, though, you have to pay some attention to why it happens. I think I can't condemn Tony Quinn for playing that. Only Tony Quinn can.
So they're about to talk about something I didn't know, which is I had no idea about this, but he's talking about Tony Quinn at the moment. This one's going to do the intro, this lady. But yeah, I'll break it what he's talking about in a bit.
Condemn himself if he does not achieve several things.
Going toward a more militant attitude about their own identity. And in many ways are way ahead of the black man.
James Earl Jones is arguably one of the finest black actors to have graced both the golden and silver screen since the 1960s. Like fine wine, the Hollywood veteran has aged gracefully, having acted in several blockbuster movies and stage productions throughout his lifetime. The Coming to America star has seen it all, heard it all, and conquered it all, displaying his versatility by taking on challenging roles. His awards also speak volumes, as he belongs to the esteemed class of actors who have won all that there's to win in the world of movies and stage theater. However, the black community appears to have some sort of disdain for the nonagenarian. It is as if they have a bone to pick with the seasoned actor, as he doesn't get the flowers that he deserves. Interestingly, people like Denzel Washington, Samuel L. Jackson, and Morgan Freeman seem to have more respect and esteem than the Lion King star, though they have fewer movies and accolades. Then, to make matters worse for James Earl Jones, he began to appear less in interviews and talk shows. Fans appeared unbothered because they didn't want to hear his controversial views. Then, he stopped appearing altogether. The once headline-generating star was relegated to the background. Then, the shocking news made its way to the grapevine. James Earl Jones was banned. Many people expressed shock, as they knew the media loved him, and talk show hosts couldn't wait their turn to have him on their shows. So, what caused the Star Wars actor's disappearance from interviews and talk shows, and why does he appear to have a fragmented relationship with the black community? I have all the 411 911 right here. So take a sit and let me serve you some hot tea.
Well, I think a lot of what comes out of such a controversy, the controversy itself, though, you have to pay some attention to why it happens.
James Earl Jones has been named one of the greatest actors in American history, and his works speak for themselves. However, he held some controversial views that saw him lose screen time a few times in his career. During the 60s, the seasoned actor once insinuated that his fellow and equally famous actor, Anthony Quinn, was racist. It was deemed a travesty, an unforgivable sin to accuse the much-loved Quinn of racism. At the time, Quinn, who was white and born to an Irish-Mexican father, had declared his desire to portray the only emperor of the Kingdom of Haiti, Henri Christophe. Now, in case you're confused, let me...
There's something there, so I didn't know that. So I've got to fact check them. I'm sure this is correct. He's apparently Dr. Quinn. Quinn, the actor, funny enough, he actually played a Mongolian. He played Genghis Khan. I remember that much. I'm sure he's played Indians before as well or something. But he wanted to play the Haitian emperor. Yeah, which is okay.
Let me break it down for you. Henri Christophe was the first and only black emperor to rule.
He wasn't the first and only. Didn't Jean-Jacques was the first? I don't think obviously he was murdered, but he was the first crowned emperor. He might have been the second or third, this brother. But maybe I'm wrong. Shame on me if I am, but I don't think I am.
The Kingdom of Haiti before it fell. I mean, the man was obviously black, so it was appropriate for a black man to portray him in a movie, right? Well, Tony Quinn thought otherwise. He didn't think an actor should be restricted to playing roles based on skin color. He thought that an actor should be versatile enough to fit into any role that he desired or the directors chose for him. So he found nothing wrong with putting on black makeup and adopting black mannerisms just to satisfy his acting desires and perhaps add it to his repertoire of achievements. Now, to give a little bit of context, the black community was incensed by Tony Quinn's lofty ambitions. They had had enough of Hollywood's bad treatment of their stars. They were tired of being restricted to menial roles like maids, housekeepers, gardeners, and attendants. Tony Quinn's new ambition was like rubbing salt in their wounds, so they demonstrated vehemently. They expected black actors to exclusively get black roles, to at least create jobs and opportunities for them instead of the low-pay roles they were always subjected to. One black actress, Ellen Hawley, penned an angry letter in the New York Times asking Tony Quinn to halt his vain ambition, explaining that it would take away black pride. She hoped Quinn would give up his mission and allow blacks to represent their history. During his appearance on the Dick Cavett Show in 1972, James Earl Jones was asked about his thoughts on Quinn's ambitions and Hawley's remarks, which was a thorny issue at the time. If Jones explicitly condemned Quinn, he could lose his standing in Hollywood and in the eyes of a majority of white folks. However, if he backed Quinn, his black folks would criticize him nonstop and probably label him a traitor. Now, to be clear, Jones disagreed with Quinn, but threaded the line so carefully that he won the respect of many fans. According to him, he had no problem with Quinn portraying Henri Christophe if he fulfilled 3 requirements: project the appearance of a black man, achieve Haitian mannerisms, accents, etc., and finally accurately portray the emperor. In his estimation, if Quinn fails at achieving even one of these things, then he has condemned himself.
I think I can't condemn Tony Quinn for playing that. Only Tony Quinn can condemn himself.
So I had no idea about this. This was fascinating news. I had no idea that this went on and he was kicking off, and rightly so.
If he does not achieve several things.
Dick Cavett, the host of the show, tried to corner Jones by saying he, Jones, wasn't willing to openly condemn Quinn, given that it was virtually impossible to fulfill all those requirements. However, the Star Wars actor explained that he didn't know Quinn too well to make any judgment on his talent. Now, that was a smart move. Instead of outrightly condemning Quinn, he said that Quinn would condemn himself, which is a subtle way of saying it was inappropriate for a white actor to portray black roles. Because let's face it, it would have looked ridiculous for a white actor to put on black makeup and adopt black mannerisms, attitude, mentality, and accent just to play a black role. He then mentioned that he disagreed with Quinn because the latter had intimated that the reason he wanted to play the black role was that no black actor felt competent enough to take on the character. According to Jones, many black actors, including he himself, had the range and the skill to take on Christoph's character. However, they refused to audition because they had not seen a single script that did justice justice to Christoph's legacy historically, culturally, and dramatically. And this was the era of acting heavyweights, such as Sidney Poitier, Morgan Freeman, and Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, given the kind of roles these men have pulled off in their careers, nobody would think that they couldn't correctly assume the character of Henry Christoph and portray it perfectly. Thus, Jones thought that Quinn's excuse for aspiring to portray a black character on screen was hogwash. He felt that Quinn only gave that excuse to make himself comfortable, given the huge controversy that his ambition created in the press. Jones then left the studio audience in stitches when he claimed that he also had aspirations of playing Ludwig van Beethoven, but he had to learn to curl his hair, paint his skin white, and adopt his mannerisms. Though he appeared gracious during the interview, many fans, especially the whites, understood the subtle dig aimed at Tony Quinn and rather called him a racist. They explained that dismissing any actor based on the color of their skin was as racist as it could get. Many white folks were up in arms, but they couldn't openly show it because the legendary actor hadn't expressly said it. He only used irony to convey his message by claiming that he too intended to play Ludwig van Beethoven. According to the grapevine, Hollywood took offense at Jones's slight on their favorite son Quinn and decided to blackball silently. He had fewer roles to star in and received low remuneration as a result. To make matters worse, talk show hosts decided against interviewing him, all because he had implied that their favorite actor was racist. He was hardly seen on the news or granting interviews as the move to silence him continued. Even white fans didn't want to see him on other TV screens and thus wouldn't patronize the films he starred in. However, his black folks at least briefly showed him love. I said briefly because James Earl Jones had always had a love-hate relationship with the Afro community. He had made some spicy comments at the start of probably the height of his career, which didn't go down well with them. A few years prior, the seasoned actor had called black women unfeminine and militant. He thought that they were uptight and always had pent-up feelings that exposed them to a quick...
So she segued, but that's the second controversy. Great actor, obviously, you spoke about Quinn, but we did cover, he went on a show, speaking of code, because we are on that topic, he went on a show, this is the 60s, I believe, maybe around about then, the 60s, 70s. He went on some kind of documentary, some kind of show with a European white wife or girlfriend at the time, I don't know. And they were interviewing him about relationships, and he was definitely off code with everything he said in that interview. And I'm hoping, I don't think that he rectified that as time goes by, but I haven't seen any kind of data, but that would be important that he did before passing.
And hot temper. He continued that the black women were overreacting against the old stereotypical woman who was submissive and all-giving to the white man. He also expressed his feeling that the black woman was overreacting against the myth of the matriarch, the breadwinner of the family. He called it a myth because he believed it was created. It wasn't a choice for them to be breadwinners, but when they saw that a certain job came with a high political and social status, they rushed for it. Thus, the black woman gradually took on the role of the breadwinner, and with it, its attendant frustrations and problems. In short, he preferred white women to black women because they were kind of rough and behaved almost like men. This take caused a great controversy in the black community, especially the women folk, and they condemned him for it. They criticized him for calling black women militant and unfeminine and called for the boycott of all his works. Jones didn't become public enemy #1 in the community, but he wasn't the most loved either. No one wanted to be James Earl Jones because the whites disliked him and his own people rejected him. Thus, he was left in the middle somewhat. Interestingly, that perception appears to have followed him up to this day, as the black community appears to have little regard both for his person and his achievements. As I mentioned earlier, Jones has one of the biggest movie repertoires I've ever seen. He made his acting debut on stage at the iconic Ramsdale Theater in Manistee, Michigan, playing the titular character Othello. His acting was so magical that it won him a spot on the ABC anthology series Theater 5. He then made his Broadway debut in 1957, playing Edward the Butler in Dore Schari's Sunrise at Campobello. His dynamic skills won him a lot of admirers across the racial divides, culminating in his first award for Best Stage Actor in 1969. His performances endeared him to some TV series producers who wanted...
So this is James L. Jones, history. Unfortunately, brother passed away so long ago. Very amazing career, some ups and downs, and one we covered before about some comments about black sisters that we obviously don't agree with. Very off code, and he's one of those unfortunate gentlemen who I suspect only ever probably dated European women. I suspect, which unfortunately, if that was his views and that was the outcome. But yeah, looks like our sister's thing disconnected. But if your sister comes back, Sis Empress, you can always jump back in if the connection works. Yeah, I hear this too many times from black men that date white women, saying black women are too aggressive, and that segues back to our topic really at hand, where it's like off-code behavior. You know, like I don't see the value in going on. I think I even had it here, to be honest. Hold on, let's play it. All power to the brother. He's passed away, but we are doing a case study. I think it was here, yeah.
Do black men marry white women because of the nature of black women? I know in some of our earlier conversations you mentioned that the black women you met have been uptight. What do you mean by that?
Well, I'll answer the one question, what do I mean by uptight? Going toward a more militant attitude about their own identity. And in many ways are way ahead of the black man, because I don't know why, but in many ways are replacing the black man. There's a whole there's almost unfeminine aspect of the black militant woman.
Do you find that some black women you've known out of your personal experience blame the black man for what happened to them in slavery even today?
Of course. You know, if the black man, regardless of the causes, failed to protect her, left her in a position where she had to sell herself or bargain with her body and so on. Yes, you know, she had there's resentment about that, but it's very.
Yeah, I'm looking at. He was married to two sisters. Who's this one? Press photo of James Gilder. Is that he's a sister back in the who was that? Sign up. It's very, very attractive looking sisters as well, though. What happened there? What date is this? 1963. Oh wow. Did he not marry her? Let's see if this on his spouse. No, she didn't. Maybe that's actually. I might be looking at actually a film. They were both actors, so I'm probably looking at a film. All right, where are we? I'm sorry. Get rid of that. So yeah, okay. Very important actor, brother. But once again, we have to be consistent, and hopefully, he made amends before passing on some of those statements that just don't correlate. Wasn't in best taste. But let's see some acting from the brother as well. Let's see some.
You look the same way you did 30 years ago in my mind. Nothing can change that. That's one of the advantages of having a blind husband. You don't have to look your best for him all the time.
I'm being serious, Gabe.
So am I. If you've been listening instead of feeling sorry for yourself, you would have heard. I said, husband, Ellie. I'm asking you to marry me. I love you, Ellie. I want to marry you.
We too old to be talking like that.
I don't feel old. I feel good. And you feel good.
I won't stand for no drinking, no blaspheming. I won't stand for no profanity.
Come on, Ellie.
I won't stand.
Stop telling me what you won't stand for and answer me.
Yes.
I'm looking at his history. He made a film called The Great White Hope. And it says he could beat any white man in the world. He just couldn't beat all of them. A black champion boxer and his white female companion struggle to survive while white boxer stands and looks for ways to knock him down. What is this? The Great White Hope. What is that? Is he doing the what's the original boxer called? The Great White Hope. Is it a joke? He made a film called The Great White Hope. Set between 9-10 is follows. Oh, so he played Jack Johnson. I was going to say, yeah, that sounds like that was a Jack. So those who don't know, Jack Johnson was the first super celebrity in boxing. Very good. And once again, what it was it was hard to beat. Boxing was one of the few times where you could punch a white person and not go to jail. So a lot of rage came out, and he beat up a lot of black people. But once again, he became rich and famous, and he married a European. I think that's what actually got him arrested, because he was driving in between states, and they saw some kind of trafficking or some kind of law they had many laws to trap black people, and that's what it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and this is people say I'm really just you keep on going on about the same thing, but you really have to study the dynamic between the black man and the white woman, and the history of self-esteem and the history of economics, and just have it compare that to Palestinians and Jewish people, or Jewish people and the Nazi regime of Germans, or any regime. There's something that doesn't seem right about that, where just the sheer scale of the amount of black men, when the opportunity came, just abandoned the community, and no matter what generation, it seems, no matter what's going on in the world, it needs to be a topic, and we'll make it a topic. But when I jumped into this whole Black Batman thing, I said I'm gonna follow the lead and go for what needs to be said, and that really is it. And to really unpack what really contributes to that. And unfortunately, I do think self-esteem is a big part in this behavior plan. Yeah. Well, anyway, family. Let me get rid of that. Remove that. Let's go back to.
Do black men marry white women?
No, keep that. It's kind of. Was there something I was going to also play before I went? Let's just check. Who's this? Nope, it's not that. Acting, James, code of honor, racist jokes, respect husband, gay, drunk. No, I forget that one. God said, yeah, James. Nope. Murder convict. Yeah, don't. Yeah, I can't be asked. Yeah. So, what are we dealing with? So, yeah, this week we will talk about supporting supportive celebrities. We'll find out ways how when celebrities risk their life, limb, and begins with L. That's a good word. Life, limb, and leisure. I don't know. For black people, is there a way we can cling together and help out to make sure that not every black person who tries to be constructive isn't shut down economically, socially, and all the leads? And we'll just, it's a brief conversation. It was good for people to jump on. We were joined, fortunately, by Miss Kushti, Empress Kushti, but sadly, I think connections got her, and she had to leave. But maybe she'll come back in time before we shut down. Who knows? But yeah, and then we went off to on code and off code, and we're looking at a plethora of behavior patterns that could be on code and off code. And then also why it's important to try to openly have discussions about what should we define as on code, off code, that might work in the black people's collective best interests. Very important. You want a codified way of behaving. You want to have a kind of like a thumb rule where it's like, we don't do this or we do that, and then you have a spectrum. So there's certain things that we just can't tolerate: abusing women, abusing children. This should be the basics. And then you have certain just it becomes lesser and lesser, when you get time starting a black business, patronizing black shops and this kind of thing. So this code of, and then how to behave on camera when representing black people in a certain light, on social media, just certain codes that that really work, and I guess making Black Betterment that cultural connective kind of important thing. When that it's important for you to have a lifestyle that makes you fix black issues. You see. Anyway, family, I am very tired. Quite late now. I've spoken for, video's been playing for 1.5 hours. Normally we let people jump in, but unfortunately, you know what? I'm hoping mic check, because sometimes the thing just cuts. It's not that. No. But yeah, we're gonna go now. Don't forget to tell a friend to watch the show. If you have any ideas of what you want us to do, let us. You can email or text or whatever. Let us know, or just leave a comment in the comment section. I'm sure we'll see it at me. I think you can do that. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm literally falling asleep now, so I'm gonna go to bed. If anyone wants to join in, you can jump in and I'll try to stay up. But if not, we're gonna go. I think we've covered enough. We maybe next week or this week we wanted to cover the Donald Trump comment about Haitians eating dogs and cats, where that comes from, why he did it, the racism behind it. I mean, it's becoming a pappy show now in the sense of people saying what they want, but that's enough. And then we can even cover Black Bama's standpoint on the whole Kamala, sorry. Her identifying as black and how that has been used, or some people saying it's, part of her branding. It's not really what the sister identifies as, but that's another topic altogether. But anyway, I'm tired. So family, I'm gonna let you off in there. Unless you guys got anything you want me to do or not do, or do, let me know, or I'm gonna go. But you guys have been fantastic. Don't forget, the goal is to have a B1 mentality, black first in all things you can. Promote the lifestyle of black betterment. If you've got children, let them know the importance of pro-blackness and why it's good to come together, and try to create as many ideologies and philosophies as possible to keep that going. We on this show we try to give you game on that. We try to let you know how we get by. But if we're not synchronized, all the challenges that black people go through will continue. So that's why we give thanks to the show. We give thanks to Brother Dominic. We give thanks to Sister Kushi for her contributions. We give thanks to all the brothers who are live and sisters who are live in the chat, Brother on Cold and the rest. And hopefully you guys who are listening at some point, you have questions, you can jump on and we can have a fantastic conversation, because it can be daunting to speak online. I give you that. We want to make it as easy as possible and welcome you all. So if you ever want to speak about any constructive topic, this is the show. This show is for black people to find solutions. That's what it is. Anyway, I'm waffling too much. Have a good one, family. Till next week. Black Batman to all, and to all black Batman. I'm going bed. Not about it.